Marsil Lapointe was an important inspiration for her younger sister Esther, who became an internationally known sculptor in the 70s. After her studies, Myreille would study fashion and haute couture, which she enjoyed her whole life. The two sisters had a great artistic talent and would even present a joint exhibition here in Saint-Lambert in 77. Myreille presenting her works in wool on canvas, and Esther her sculptures in marble, bronze, and wood. We can see the buttons and needles from Myreille's work in fashion in many of Esther's sculptures. The sisters remained close, and it is obvious that the efforts of Myreille and her parents helped Esther's career in Quebec. As a travel agent, Myreille was able to visit her sister in Europe, and her sales experience for Place des Arts and for the expos would provide useful marketing tools. The promotion for Esther's work was assured. Marsil Lapointe. As a young student, Esther was selected to study sculpture in Carrara, Italy, and her life would be forever changed. After graduating, she would move to Pietrasanta and learn from the great sculptors of the time, Henry Moore, Poncet, and Noguchi. Esther's larger-than-life sculptures revealed the beauty of everyday objects, buttons, needles, spark plugs, screwdrivers, and many others. She worked with passion and discipline, and in the next 10 years she would sculpt over 160 pieces, be part of 40 group and 6 solo exhibitions. Then tragically, on October 18, 1980, at the age of 33, her car was struck by a drunk driver and she was killed. Fortunately, Myreille and her parents worked hard to keep her memory alive. We have one of her marble buttons in Park Lawn to remember her by, as well as a button in the cemetery sculpted by her professor, a gift from the Italian government in her honor. Other exhibitions of her work would follow, and in 1990 she was nominated as an honorary member of the Quebec Council of Sculptors. In 2001, Esther was posthumously awarded the Prix Lambertois. Esther Lapointe. Louise Daou. Another artist supported by Marsil Lapointe was her good friend Louise Daou, founding director and classical art professor at the Maison des Arts Rive-Sud. Louise's cousin describes her as someone who was always very involved and took everything to heart. Saint-Lambert was her home, and she lived in the same house on Notre Dame for over 65 years. When she retired from her administrative position at Charles Lemoyne Hospital, Louise invited 30 artists from the South Shore to set up an art center. La Maison des Arts Rive-Sud would be founded in 1997, and it has grown from 20 students at the start to over 350 registrations per year. Louise would be proud to see that 4 of her colleagues and students are among the artists chosen to present exhibitions in the foyer this year. Louise's devotion and contribution to the development of the arts in Saint-Lambert would be recognized in 2013 when she received a Prix Lambertois from the city. Okay? Belva Thomas. Belva was a trained opera singer whose career with the Arts Council Opera Group and the Glyndebourne Opera Festival in Great Britain introduced her to the richness of the music of the great composers. In her book, The Longest Adventure, she stated that music was her spiritual home and her deepest love. She devoted her life to building community through music, art, and culture. In 1971, she organized a program of activities for the young people of the South Shore and their families. The activities took place on Saturdays at Préville School and fulfilled a need in winter for children who did not ski. The first instructors were enthusiastic volunteer parents. All activities were offered to both Anglophone and Francophone families. In 1974, following the success of the previous 3 years, Belva Thomas founded the Préville Fine Arts Center, which continues to instill in young people a love for music, art, and culture. In 2021, after 50 years, the center, now located in St. Barnabas Anglican Church, continues to offer courses and is still inspiring generations of young people and their families on the South Shore. Belva Thomas. Elsie Sullivan. In 1974, Elsie was a founding member of the Cultural and Historical Society of Saint-Lambert. From this group of concerned citizens developed the Galerie du Centre, 1975, and the Marsil Museum, 1979. The city-owned Marsil House on Riverside had been renovated and brought up to museum standards by volunteer employees of Pratt & Whitney. Between 1979 and 1991, Elsie organized over 75 exhibitions on a broad range of subjects, from antique clocks to toys, from Henry Moore to Ikebana. The average annual attendance was in the 9,000 visitor range. The Life Through the 60s exhibition between March and May 1990 was one of the more popular ones and brought in nearly 2,000 visitors to the museum. Elsie's legacy lives on in the Musée de la Mode de Montréal with its collection of 7,000 or so items of clothing and accessories. Since 2018, it has become part of the McCord Stewart Museum. Jacqueline Beaudry, Dion. Jacqueline, well qualified with an arts degree and a teaching diploma, was the second director of the Galerie du Centre from 1978 to 1996. During those 18 years, Jacqueline oversaw the organization of a wide range of exhibitions in the visual arts, providing display space for hundreds of emerging artists from the South Shore. The 170 or so exhibitions, 9 each year, included paintings, drawings, prints, photographs, textiles, and ceramics. For many local artists, the gallery was a launching pad for their careers. After the gallery closed in 1996, Jacqueline developed her interest in the ceramics of Quebec. She is currently the president de l'Association des collectionneurs de céramique de Québec. In 2014, together with her husband, Jean-Pierre Dion, Jacqueline won the Prix Lambertois for the category Culture.